And we are live on Facebook. Derrick Evans here. Jay Lee in the house.
What?
So, so we looked at these stats last time, and a lot of people, particularly on YouTube. So if you're YouTubing right now, you know who you are. Particularly, people were saying, "Well, hey, these stats, this is great, but this doesn't really show the impact yet because the lockdown just started. It was mid-month transition. Escrows take a month to close. So we're really going to need to see the April stats, Jay. Not until we get those are we going to really know what's going on. This is what we were told. So today we're going to dive into them stats.
Boom shakalaka, let's get it.
Okay.
I think this is gonna change a lot of people's perspectives when we go over this.
Well, I think what it does is it just sheds light on kind of like what we see and experience and know just by being active in the marketplace.
Yep.
It helps put it down in black and white, for people who aren't active in the marketplace. So
yeah, man. All right. So let's get to it. So we're going to be going over 2018, 19, and 20 for the month of April, right? So I do these, I get these from my market center. Our OP, helps us put all these together, set out to us. So I know a lot of people aren't sharing this information, but I like to be super transparent with everybody. So check this out. 2020 total sold out of the listings was 64.55%, right?
Okay.
Total listed is 12,000. So what that's telling you is compared to last year, we had 16,432 listings. This year we have 12,939. So we're about a 3,500, ish drop in listings for the month. That is a lot of homes missing from the market. Now, if you look at 2018, we had 15,700. So last year it went up. Now it's way down. The reason it's way down is because a lot of people don't want people in their homes. And so, as we start getting a handle on the coronavirus and things are starting to open up, like restaurants opened up, yesterday? I think it was?
Yeah. A lot of postings. Yep.
So right now, people are still kind of in that fear mindset. And we've kind of realized that, hey, this is the way we're going to navigate COVID-19. But, sellers are still very skeptical. So I'm glad people are starting to go back to work to get this going. But so let's look at the hot spots for, our VA buyers, right? That's usually between $500,000 and $700,000. If you look at red is 2020, yellow is 19, and blue is 18. You see how many less listings we have in those two groups? That is huge. All right. So if we're looking at 2020 between 500 and 600,000, we are short over 600 listings just in that price bracket. Now 600 to 700, we're short 1,875. Now if we drop down to 400 to 500, we're short. It was 2,650. Now we're at 1,780, so that's 900. Right in there, we're a couple. About 2,000 listings short just in that price bracket, and that's a lot considering that the total listings is 12,900, right?
And so just to clarify, Jay, we're looking at the total listed here that gives you these numbers here, and then total sold right here. This is April of each of these years, right? So We're comparing April of 2020 with April of 2019, April of 2018. So it's a fair comparison of where this exact same time of the year, cyclically, exact same time, year after year. And the way that these are set up on these graphs, just, so that's 18, 19, and then 20. So it's just going top to bottom. So when you look at the colors, if you're colorblind or something like that, you can't see colors. It's just the top one is 2018, then 2019, and then 2020 in each one of these price brackets. So it's breaking it down by price bracket for you. So you can look at like, hey, what about my range? What are we looking in? We're looking in this range. Okay, well, what's going on with the market in my range? And this report gives you all that information.
Right. And so, another one that we find, especially like, single folks or, first time home buyers is the $400,000 to $500,000 range. And, again, this year we're at 1,780, last year, 2,650. So, 900 homes.
Crazy.
Short, right. For the month. That's just this month. I mean, last month we were short as well. So if you can add on to those, and we're selling 64.55% of those homes within that month. So that means there is only 36% that roll over. Now, some of those listings may have been at the end of the month. So if it listed April 29th, April 30th, that counts as an April listing, even though it was only on the market 1 or 2 days. So just, keep that in mind as you're looking at this, because homes are getting listed every day. We are extremely short on inventory. So we are in a very, very hardcore seller's market right now. Like I just put a listing on the market day before yesterday, and I have 40 showing requests and already people shoot me offers above list price. So
without seeing it,
they saw it.
okay, so they did see it.
One lady didn't see it, and she's trying to write me a cash offer, but she's trying to come in at list price. And I'm like, I'm not going to take a cash offer at list when I can take a VA at more than list, So let's go on to the next slide. Check this out.
Cool. And I'm working my first this is my first rodeo on the as the producer here. Actually, this is just going to roll down. There we go.
Yeah. All right. So this is another way to look at it. So it's vertical. Some people work horizontal better than this is. So this is down by the numbers. So as you're seeing, the price points at the bottom, again, the one to the left is 18, middle 19, right is 20. Across the board, except for under 200,000, we're, and 1.5 million, up there in that range. We're at actually no, all the way across. Yeah, except for under 200,000 across the board, we have less listings than we did last year. So this goes to show you where the market less inventory.
And you can kind of see that trend with every single, pretty much every single one of these. The difference between 18 and 19 may have been different, but the overall trend, has been just lower inventory. And this, of course, leads to higher prices.
Yep. And that's the thing that so many people are unaware of. Like I hear so many times that, I'd never buy in California. I don't ever want to, I don't want to live there long enough to enjoy the home. Dude, it's not about enjoying it. Do you buy stocks? It's the same thing. You're going to buy now, and as the supply decreases, the price increases. You're going to make some money. So that's a sure bet.
A lot of people who bought in this range a few years ago are selling in this range or this range. I mean, that's what is great about, having real estate long term. I haven't even had to be very patient lately. It's the last 10 years, the market has been just up. And what I'm seeing here is basically all the recipe for that to continue.
Yeah, it's just going to keep going. And, I hear not so savvy investors saying, the market's going to crash, The data points to exactly the opposite. So I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
All right. 3-year sold trends by price. All right. So this is, again, a 3-year trend of property. Again, we're at a 64.55%. Wait, is this the same one? Okay. This is just sold. So how many homes sold in the price point? So look at 500 to 600,000 right there. In April of this year, we sold more homes with less listings.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And again, last year, if you go up to the one above that, 600 to 700, we were one house off with 4,000 less listings. Right? So what does that tell you? That tells you that we're selling homes faster than we did last year at a higher price due to the fact that there's no supply. People are sacrificing their wants and needs just to become homeowners. And I can understand that, because why throw your money away in rent when you can build equity in a property? And if you're looking at this as a buyer, it helps you understand that you got to come in strong. You cannot come in and expect closing costs and concessions and a discount for something. You got to come in strong to win that home, because if you don't, someone who was looking at the home down the street that didn't get it is just going to be like, screw it, I'm throwing my full budget on this one just to get it.
Yeah. And I think that shows you just the level of demand. So we measure demand. We look at, okay, well, how many people are out at open houses? Okay, that's all great. But what we really what really shows you where demand is at is these numbers right here. If you have less total homes for sale, but more transactions taking place, that shows you that there's a serious convergence of demand.
Exactly.
And that's what you have right here. So a very high demand and a limited supply.
Mm-hmm.
Tells the tale.
Exactly. Supply and demand. That's the key to anything that's being sold. All right, let's roll over to the next one. All right, listed compared to sold per month. All right, so sold is in yellow and listed is in blue. And on the left side, that's 19. On the right side, it's 2020. So April, we are down 847 units sold compared to last year. So that's 29.6%. For March, we were up 27 units, 1%. That means we sold more homes in March. And if you look at February, we were up 178 units, 9.4%. Then again, down compared to our listings were down 718. So look at the number of listeds versus solds, right? We're down on all the listeds, and our solds compared to last year are very comparable. Last year we're down 29% compared to last year, but we were short 1,900 listings in April, right? So that tells you we're down on listings by 41%, but we were only down on solds 29%. So what does that tell you? We're still selling a lot of homes compared to the ratio of homes that are being listed.
Yeah, more so than even last year, which was still a very good year. Lots of demand last year. That's the one thing we got to remember especially when we're just looking at what these 2020 and 2019. 2019 was a great year for real estate. So we're outpacing that right now.
Oh yeah. And look at January, right? We were up 282 units sold, but we were down 768 units listed. So I mean, this has been going on for the whole, since January. So you don't look at this as, oh, COVID hit in March. Well, it really didn't, right? Like people were catching it in November, but no one knew. But the real pandemic started in February, right? But we already saw a downturn as far as how many things were being put on the market. So some people had some fear early, I believe. And also it's just that time of year. A lot of people are scared to list around the holidays, which is crazy because anybody trying to buy a house near Christmas is dead serious on trying to buy the house. So if you put your house up for sale, someone wants to come see it, they're going to buy the house. But yeah, it's just nuts, man. I don't understand how anyone can say that we're going to have a downturn in pricing when there's not enough houses being sold.
Yeah, we are. What would cause prices to go down would be a huge influx of inventory, right? Right now, we need that inventory.
Yeah, we need it to stabilize. As a homeowner, I love the value of my property going up, but at the same time, when it's increasing that fast, what I'm scared of is like the house I'm in is not my dream home, right? I don't want to be here forever. I'm thinking 2-3 more years. The home that I'm going to get next, I don't want it to be $5 million. You know what I mean? That when right now this year it may cost $700,000 or $800,000, so just thinking about it that way, trying to understand that, hey, this market is changing, we're going to be the next Silicon Valley. That's what's happening.
It is,
so, it's scary. You're going to get a 3-bedroom, two bath house that's 1,400 square feet for $900,000 in, National City.
Yeah. Well,
it's
it is going to be built out from downtown, the Idea District and everything that's going on there. They're actually targeting companies that are in Silicon Valley to bring them down and headquarter in the Idea District in downtown, which is a 13-phase huge project. And they're trying to basically sell them on that. Like, hey, San Diego, much better lifestyle than up there, much better weather and much cheaper, to live here. So you don't need to pay these people so much money. It's very appealing. It pencils really well for a lot of these companies. You saw Zuckerberg this week, what he said. He said, oh yeah. He said, Facebook employees who leave Silicon Valley, who move and work remotely because they were giving them the option, could be paid less. He was telling them that.
Wow.
So Silicon Valley, I mean, Facebook is Silicon Valley, right? So they are telling people this, hey, you might get paid less if you move down here. Yeah, well, guess what? If you move down here, you don't need to make nearly as much as you do up there in order to have the same or even better lifestyle. So
way better
he's
taco.
come out and said that this week.
That's crazy, man. I'm gonna pay you less just because you live somewhere else. That's garbage.
It was a stupid thing for him to say, but I'm like, come on, bring it on. Keep talking trash. Let all those companies and employees come live in San Diego. But we need homes to sell them is the thing.
Yeah.
So that's really, we're begging for inventory right now. I mean, this isn't a situation where like, hold off. No, sellers, home sellers, please come to the table. It's a great time for you. You want to sell your home in this kind of situation. And we need it. We need people who are willing and ready to sell their homes.
We need it. Trust me, we're out here with buyers right now trying to find these homes, and they're unavailable, to say the least. So, all right, brother, let's hit the next slide.
Okay.
All right. So, single family residences pendings April, a 10-year comparison.
Ooh.
And then we have the attached, so condos. So look at that across the board. 572 down there for attached condos or townhomes, and 1280. So that's almost 1,000 short and 500 and change short. So almost half, right? 50% ish is what we're looking at for pendings right now compared to last year. And then look at last year, like see how 2010 was really high. It dropped a little bit in 11, crept up 12, 13, dipped in 14, crept back up 15, 16, dipped 17, 18, and then jumped back up 19 and then dropped. So, I mean, if you want to call it a crash, the market hasn't crashed. The availability has crashed.
Yeah, you could say, maybe you could give some of the credit of this to COVID right here. Like maybe the volume, the units, the number of sellers has, been decreased a little bit because of it. And so maybe you could give it, but if you look at the rest of this, that's a very harmonic. I'd actually like to do the calculus on this and see what the harmonic analysis looks like. I mean, this is like a perfect, I don't have enough room on my mouse pad. Weave right here. Like there's I got it set to a thing that automatically does that. But, it's like a perfect little ebb and flow, like very cyclical, normally, inventory blows up, then people buy it. Then inventory comes in, then people buy it. So that looks actually very healthy and stable, extremely. Like that's a very, very encouraging graph right there.
Yeah, it's good, man. Like this right now, this is an unprecedented time. So if you have a home right now and you're thinking about moving, or you're thinking about moving out of state, now is the perfect time to use your leverage as a homeowner with a property to bring to market. You have to think about it like a collector's item, right? People are trying to buy these things and they're unavailable. So you just, you have to really think about, I was thinking about selling next year, but right now is a great time. You're going to get more money from your house right now than you would ever in the past. It's insane right now.
Great time for investors too, because if people say, well, I thought you're never supposed to sell your real estate. True. I mean, you want to buy, if you can buy and keep it forever, that's great. But if you're an investor and you're looking to make leverage, sometimes when prices are doing really well like this, it's okay to cash out, right? Sell a property that's an investment. Bring the cash to the house and then go buy two more with that cash. That's how you leverage, turn one into two. So for investors or people who want to get into the investing game, might be a great opportunity for them to say, okay, well, let me sell my primary where I can get tax-free 100, 150 grand. And then I can go buy another primary with way less than that down and then take the additional money and buy an investment with it. So there's ways to leverage this if you are a homeowner. That's one of the advantages of being a homeowner, right? You get opportunities like this. Oh, the market's hot. Well, let me get out the calculator and see how much money I can put in my pocket. You know what I mean? So that's one of the benefits that we're talking about here.
Yeah. Who couldn't use an extra 6 figures? I don't know.
Cash, tax-free.
Yeah. Let's get it. All right. Let's hit the next one. All right. Let's compare to sold price. Okay. So let's go 500, 600. We're at a 71% absorption ratio. That is nuts. At 600 to 700, a 67% absorption ratio. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. 2020.
Those are
Um,
huge.
yeah. So I mean, you're just looking at the numbers right there. Um, Sold versus listed. I mean, those price points, and let's look at 400 and 500. I mean, look at the difference there, right? These are, basically, if you're putting it on the market within, that month, it's gonna sell. There's a high probability, over 60% that you're gonna sell it within that month, which means that house went on the market and closed on that same market within that month. That's less than 30-day turnaround. So you have a 66% chance at a minimum between 400,000 to 700,000 to get what you want for your home and get it sold in less than 30 days. I mean, it's insane.
It's crazy. What we're starting to see too is you see, kind of it gives you an idea on the volume here, of kind of the difference in volume from one price point to the next as we see, just under 200 becoming almost non-existent, right? And then 200 to 300, really not much. I mean, there just isn't much there.
Yep.
So you're starting to see that the prices just sort of push, higher in general with these stats as well. But the absorption rate at 71% is just nuts.
Yeah. If you put your house on the market, it's listed between 5 and 600,000, it's going to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sure thing, bro. Like, I don't know what else to tell anybody. Like, if you want to sell your house, it's going to sell. Like, it doesn't matter the condition is in, it's going to sell. Someone's going to buy it.
Yeah.
I've got one client right now, and awesome dude, man, great guy, but he's basically like remodeling everything in his house to sell it. I'm like, dude, stop. Stop. They're gonna buy it, trust me, you're okay. Don't do that. You don't need all that new stuff. But he of course wants the best bang for his buck. And it's a cute little house, but now he wants to buy a house right around the corner from himself. So I don't know. But yeah, I just, if you're planning on making a move in the next few months, I don't know what next month is going to be like, but I don't see it really changing. But
this month, right? Because this is April we're looking at.
Right.
In
but
May,
I mean, we're seeing the same trend in May.
Exactly.
I just don't have the stat numbers because the month isn't over yet. But I'm saying, like, into June, like, everything about selling your house in September. I don't know what the interest rates are going to do then, but we kind of have an idea of what they're doing right now. And that keeps the buyers, in a frenzy. They're still going crazy over houses because of the interest rates. Anything 510, 400 or under is awesome. And if they have great credit, still 3.25 ish, right? Like, if they have the good enough credit score and all that.
For VA, for VA, you can get under 3 if you're in the sub 510 400 mark. Yeah. And really, it's not bad. There's a lot of normalization with high balance too, where I've been seeing that opportunity as well with the good credit situations. Conventional loans a little bit higher, right? You're going to be in the low 3s to mid 3s most likely there. But yeah, those are still, traditionally speaking, extremely good interest rates for financing purposes.
We legit have been spoiled the last 12 years. 10 years. When my parents bought their house, I think it was like 17%.
Adjustable.
It was like the norm, 15 to 20%. Okay, but guess what? Houses were less than $100,000, and they're now worth, that same house is now worth like $700,000. So the equivalence of dropping that rate down is what's keeping it going. So yeah, I would definitely, if you're considering making a move in the near future, talk to us and let's see if these numbers that we're showing you match up with what your goal is and what your needs are, and see if we can help you get the most bang for the buck, get you a great interest rate, and help you move to the next spot. Let's hit the next slide.
Cool.
All right. So this is in 2019. Look at the difference there. See the rates? The percentages, not rates, but percentage rates.
Yeah.
I mean, so at 500 to 600, we were at what, 67%, 6 to 700, we were at like 70% or something like that. Big difference.
So this is 2019.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at
I don't
My
know.
9 was so bad it turned it into like a frying pan. Like
It's still doing it. It's like, no, you get a magnifying glass. Um,
This is 2019's numbers. We just wanted you guys to know.
yeah. Oh, it says it at the top. It's right there.
Right there. Right
Yeah,
there.
right there.
2019.
Yeah, get rid of that frying pan.
Not 201 in a frying pan.
But as you can see, the absorption rate is much higher this year, meaning listing your home. And last year was a great year to sell your house. This year is an even better year. It's gonna go. There's nothing more I can say about it.
Yep.
It's gonna sell.
Yep. No question.
You know. All right, let's roll to the next one. All right, new listings. Look at that, all the way to the right. Now this goes back 10 years. And we talked about March, right? So if you look at March, last month, see how we on a steady deep decline right there, down. That was March. We were already down compared to last April. Look at last April and now. It's a huge difference. We were already on the decline. So everybody's saying that, oh, it's not really to COVID, or it's not really an effect of this or that. I mean, I would beg to differ. We could argue about it, but I mean, I'm just gonna let the numbers talk, because that decrease in new listings, it has a huge effect on our market and lets you know exactly what's going on. 10 years ago to the month, we were just under 3,700 listings. Now, look at us. We're under 2,000. I mean, well over 1,000 listings difference. And that's just in the detached. That's not counting the attached, right? So we are on going down on listings. So
that's the 2,000 mark right there.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see what happens is there's actually a pretty good trend here that you can kind of notice, or at least there was, but now we're getting these lower lows, as you see. We're sort of breaking the inventory bank, if you will.
Right. Well, and then look at the last 3 months. I mean, see how wide those other ones are?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a normal cycle, right? Because what happens in January, December, nobody feels like selling their house. So there's a decrease and then it goes back up. We're hitting another decrease in the spring. That's nuts. We should be hitting the decrease in November to January, right? That's our normal decrease mark for listings, because people are traveling, they're going on vacations, they want to spend time with family. They're not really in the mood to put their home on the market because they don't want a ton of people coming with all their Christmas decorations everywhere. But you're looking at this now, we're 9 months ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
For a dip. So and this is a big change. It's a big change. So
you can see this little, we got a little bitty one in a couple of these cycles. It's like, okay, there's a little snap of inventory there. This one didn't happen. Went up here. Got another little one here, a little teeny tiny one here. Got a big one last year, and this was kind of a little foreshadowing.
And what I saw with it last year, it wasn't COVID, it wasn't anything like that. It was honestly people waiting for summer. So I don't know if you remember this, but the budget, the federal budget, wasn't put out in time. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So military orders get postponed when there's no money. So because we are a military town, when people aren't moving because there's no money to transfer them, they kind of have to wait. And then all of a sudden, so that decrease is what you're seeing there. Now, when that budget finally got approved and everything got back, boom, it shot back up.
Yep.
And you'll see that, roll up to close to October, because October is where the funding usually goes to. And then it pauses while the new plan is waiting to get approved again. So it's just, it's weird how it affects everything, but it does. It does. Like the military fiscal budget is every October, but when they fight about it in Congress and they postpone it month after month after month, it pushes everyone back. So when it does get approved, those that were in line first get moved first. And so that just takes a toll on, our economy locally as well.
Yeah, you can see here that we're breaking the real estate market right now in such a positive way. These cycles here, these little guys are all pretty similar. I mean, look how similar all these are as far as just where the dips are, where they go, where they top out at, and then all of a sudden, look at this. This is where we are now.
Yep.
So, this this thing we've been doing, these are year after year after year. So that's a yearly cycle, yearly cycle, yearly cycle. That's years and years of having a very similar cycle here where there's, a few nuances in each one, but for the most part, it's very similar. And we've just completely broken it at this point. We're in desperate need of people who want to sell their home.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to the next one. Active listings. Year after year. Different way to look at it. Scary, man.
That's the trend.
Yeah. So everyone out there, I need about 1,000 houses to sell to help balance this out. All right. Help me help the rest of San Diego. CADRE 0202-7951, J. Lee Keller Williams, San Diego Metro. Go ahead and, slide on the YouTube link or because we'll have this on YouTube or comment in Facebook and let us help the rest of San Diego. If you're thinking about selling, let's go. Like, you want to make some money? Right now's the time. This is crazy. It's insane.
Bonkers.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit the next one. Pending listings. Okay, this is the cool one. So pendings, look at that. It follows the solds, right? We have, like you said, a very similar market year after year after year after year. And then right now we're dropping 3 to 6 months early in both detached and attached.
Yeah, the cycle's broken. We're breaking the market. We're like, you heard about people breaking the internet. We're breaking the real estate market right now.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to tell you it's going to be any different next month or what, but this is the trend that we've been seeing for the past couple months. And the charts, the data is what shows it. This is I trying to sell you on something. This is me just providing data, and this is legit something that we've never seen before. It is a shift in the market, going to a very, very strong seller's market. Now, after the crash in 2008, it became a major buyer's market, right? Well, this is going the completely opposite direction. It's going to a seller's market where buyers are the one that are struggling. And here's the difference. The people selling their home control the market, right? Without homes listed, no one can buy them. So if, there's nothing we can do to change that. Before it was like, okay, there was, 6,000 freaking houses listed, and half of them were Rios, right? You can just take your pick and you can lowball someone and get the house for $100,000 less than what they wanted it for. You're not doing that now. It's not happening. If the house is listed, I'll tell you right now, I looked at a house yesterday with a client and it was listed at $597. Beautiful home, 4-bed, one with a master downstairs, as well as a great pool. I mean, fully updated. It was beautiful. $597. I called the agent, just to get a feel on what's going on. She's got 4 or 5 offers, $20,000 over list price, free rent back, no concessions. I mean, it's insane. So I told my client, hey, you got to go up at least $20,000 to even compete. She's like, yeah, I'm not doing it. Right. And that's just something you have to be prepared for. As a buyer in this market, you have got to be prepared to come in strong, to get your foot in the ring, to even have a fight at winning the house, because there's just so many offers right now.
All right.
Can you still win? Yes. All right. Sold listings, same trend. It's going down. I mean, it's just too early. Like, look at last year. April should be going up.
Yeah, we should be seeing inventory right now, right?
Yeah, we should be. Like I said, man, we need about 1,000 listings between 500 and 700,000 to help balance it out. It's nuts. Look at this. Look at this data.
That's what you want to see in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
sales price, but look at us now. Look at so if we're kind of plateauing for right now, but see how it jumps around, and I mean, we're up. We're at 680,000 median sales price on detached homes. So the median is different than the average. Okay. It takes the lowest price ever, sold, right, between this time frame, and the most expensive price. And I don't even know what the most expensive one is. I know there's a listing right now in San Diego County for about $100 million. And I know Alicia Keys just bought that one for 20 million. Bill Gates just bought one. I don't even know how, like I think 40 something million. So
45 million. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, this puts it in the exact middle by number, right? So if there was, 20,000 homes sold, 680 is the number in the middle. It's not the average, it's the number in the middle.
Yep.
Which is crazy. That's stupid high.
Just look at that trend.
I think there's only 2 markets that outpace us on that. It's Silicon Valley and I think New York.
Yeah, it would have been hard, to buy a home at any mark here and like lose money on it. You know what I mean? Like you would have had to really sell it quick, because any of these long term, if you give it, a few years, any, mark that's this long, which is how long down here, a year and a half. That's a year and a half. You have to make it at least 2 years.
Up.
You know what I mean? Like what 2-year mark, there's no plateau, there's no top that I can go to where I'm not positive. You know what I mean? Like even right here, where it's like the closest.
Go to April 18.
Yeah, right here.
Boom. Look at that.
Even there.
If you bought an 18, you're making money. Imagine if you bought in 17.
That's what I'm saying.
16, right?
April 17.
If you bought 5 years ago, you have the possibility of bringing in $100,000 of profit, 100 grand. And with today's interest rates being lower than they were then, your it really isn't going to change much when you upgrade, especially when you have a chunk of money to put down. It's crazy.
Yeah, those numbers are nuts.
So yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. I think next one's average. Boom. Look at that. So average sales price. Why is it going down? Does anybody know?
The average sales price?
Mm-hmm.
Why is the average sales price going down? Because there's more activity in the lower price points.
There is, as well as there's less homes being sold.
Yeah.
Right. So when you look at an average, you're taking everything, adding it up, and then dividing it, right, by how many there was. Because we have such a less amount of homes being sold, our average is dropping.
Still looks good to me.
It does. I mean, you're still going up. I mean, once the inventory comes back a little bit, it'll start going back up. But right now, a lot of the inventory above 700,000 is sitting longer than it used to. Therefore, changing this right now, because during COVID, a lot of people who are not essential are the ones that were making the big dollars, right? Essential workers don't tend to make, $300,000-$400,000 a year. That's, the non-essentials, the stock brokers and stuff like that, the crazy money guys. Those ones are the ones that buy the very expensive houses, which really affect our average. And, we're selling a lot more lower priced homes. Between 500 to 700 is a sweet spot right now. But we're still selling 300 to 400, 400, 500, excuse me, as well. So it's just, it's, man, there you go. There's your median.
Look at this. Crazy.
So average, right now, you look at it, it says it's at 8. That's 8 days.
That's nuts.
Month supply. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, eight days on market, man. 8 days, monthly target. That's median. I don't even know how to. It's just
nuts. That's all you need to see. That's the lowest point on here. I mean, 8 days on the market. Just, I don't think anything else really needs to be said about that.
Yeah. Here's our month supply. Right now we're at 1.9 months for attached and 1.7 for detached. That means whatever's coming on the market right now is gone in less than 2 months. We don't have an inventory longer than that. And, it's been pretty steady since January.
Look at how tight this has gotten.
Yeah.
in the last 10 years. I mean, look at these inventory numbers over. Can you imagine if we had this many homes in the market right now?
Dude, it'd be crazy.
Man, we would
You'd
all
actually have
some
some.
months.
You'd actually have some choices.
Yeah, you have options.
Yeah, like right now, man, we out to look at homes. I'm like, hey, if you like it, you better place an offer. Because if you don't, it's gone the next day. You look at it, you go, oh, let me think about it for over the weekend. Monday comes around, it's pending.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
You know, so hurts. All right, average list price to average sold price. Again, just like last month, we're over 99%. So if you put a house on the market and you've got it actually priced right, you on average, your realtor is going to be at least 99% of that. Now, what that means is some people have extremely overpriced and it's gone below. Other people are pricing below what it's worth and getting more. So our average is at 99%, which has been unheard of. It's usually about 94.
That's unbelievable because that encompasses the entire marketplace.
Yeah.
Which tells
every price.
Just know that like good agents are always going to be above this average, right? And like not as good agents are going to be below the average. So this shows you that good agents are getting above list. And that there's obviously still going to be some people who aren't getting list, but that's something to keep in mind with this stat is that it does vary. This is that's an average.
Yeah.
So there's people who get an over list.
Yeah, we have idiots out there that are pricing the homes very incorrectly. And they're not selling. So that's why we have some stuff still in the market.
Gotcha.
Cool. Let's go to the next one. Woo. All right. So this breaks you down. Let me move this. All right. So on the top left, we have 2020, right? Single family, top right, 2019 single family. So as you can see, new, pending, absorbed, sold, and pending absorption. The pending absorption is the big number we're looking at on this chart because we've already talked about homes that are listed, homes that are sold, and homes that are pending. Pending absorption means they are in escrow. They have not been absorbed yet, but they will be. So if you think that we had in March 63.54% pending absorption. In April we had 64%, I think it was absorption. Yeah. So it actually went up. Like more houses sold before the end of that time frame. So it's crazy. Attached. We're a little less.
A week in May here too. That's a part of these stats.
Yeah.
So that should be noticed. There's the first week of May. You get some numbers there for people who might think that, oh, well, May is going to be the month that's going to really show,
Yeah, look over to the left in 2020, 87.52% of those homes. Yeah, May 2nd to May 8th, those 6 days, 87% of the homes that went on the market are pending already.
Sorry, I wasn't even looking at the right year. I was clapping about 60.5%. It's 87.5%.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest number on this column. So
it's bananas. So yeah, if you were to put your market on the market in May this month, it's highly probable it's going to sell.
Yeah, it's going to sell.
Can't guarantee anything, but hey. All right.
You want to look at these?
We can. I mean, it just goes over the same data in different. So April 2020 closed sales decreased 31.1% for detached homes and 32.6% for attached homes, right? 1 year change in median sales price for all properties is 4.3%. So take whatever you bought your house for, right? If you bought it last year and times it by 4.3% and then add it. That's how much equity you just gained. 1 year change in homes for sale on all properties, 31.8% down compared to last year overall. So that means we are missing dang near a third of the properties for sale.
This is your money right here, though, and your equity. That's what this column is. And then these are just talking about units, how many. And yeah, units are down, prices are up. I think that's probably good, don't you, Jay?
Yeah, I mean
Just from
that's
like
yeah,
weird.
it covers everything else is pretty much like telling realtors to go do their job. But yeah, man,
We'll
I
hold
mean
that as a separate class.
that'll be separate. You want Jay's coaching on how to go get houses sold? Come call me. But Derrick, man, like I'm really curious what it's going to say next month. Um, the data that we're giving away for free right now. We should start charging tacos for this. Like if you're going to come on our live, you owe us 2 tacos.
Well, here's what I think. I think we've got a situation where there's a ton of information that people are assuming, you
Yep.
know, and that's the problem. The problem is we make assumptions that, oh, well, it's pandemic, then certainly this is happening. Certainly that's happening. Oh, people are losing their jobs, so certainly these things are being affected by it. There's a lot of different things that are helping to buoy those circumstances that aren't so good. And, you know, real estate is, you know, something I've been predicting for the last few months is that real estate is going to be the place, that's going to be the safe place. That's going to be the thing that people know about. By the way, we also have other things that are really helping demand, such as people are spending more time in their homes than they ever have. And nothing will make you realize you need to get a bigger home or upgrade your house than spending a bunch of time in it, right? Like, especially
Yeah.
you're renting a 2-bedroom apartment, you're working out of it, you're in there all the time. I mean, you're going, why, what are we doing? And you start rationalizing yourself with real facts like, wait a minute, why are we paying rent? Why, what are we doing here? Let's get a place that we love. Um, let's buy something. Let's stop throwing money away. So I think you have those things, those demand things, more people working from home. And a lot of people aren't going to go back to working from the office. You know, I'm probably one of them. I mean, it's dramatically more efficient to work from home if you have the right space to do it. So if that starts happening, people will start having the same thoughts I've been having, which is, wait a minute, this really isn't ideal. It'll work, but maybe I should look at getting something that has a better home office setup. So all those macro things that seem bad are actually things that are pushing people and pushing the housing market. And I don't even think we've seen the results of that demand increase yet. So that's another thing.
Like I said, man, Silicon Valley.
Pile it on, man. Pile it on, brother.
It's gonna get there, and we will be the next Silicon Valley. Mark my words.
By the way, feel free pass our names and information along. Heard from a couple gentlemen today who saw us on YouTube. And one of them, their dad saw it and told them to give us a call. Definitely pass our names along. If you want someone to get good information, if you want them to be taken care of, like family, that's exactly what Jay and I do. So feel free to do that. I appreciate you guys thinking of us. And we'll be back again next month. We'll drop the numbers. We'll tell you where they're at, right? Let them speak for themselves. Right now, they're pretty obvious. If they need some interpretation, we'll definitely jump in there and give it to you. Right now, the numbers are really telling the story.
Yeah.
It's very obvious and very clear what's going on. Super strong real estate market. We hope to help you be a part of it.
Definitely. All right, y'all. Take it easy.
Share
That's
this
it
video.
for today.
See you soon.
We're out of here. Peace.